Fasted cardio, meal timing, detoxes, protein, fats, fasting. How are you meant to know what is actually important and what's not? Don't worry, this video is going to address just that. You have to look at the bigger picture and look at it as a hierarchy. The things that come first on the list are the most important. As you work your way down the list to the finer details, they become less and less important to the point that they will get no results if you don't address the first points on the list. I call this the order of adherence with my clients, meaning they must address the first things on the list before they even think about steps 3, 4, and 5. Focus on the big picture items until you have them mastered. Then you can start to work on the finer details, and only then. It's not worth thinking about having 6 meals a day and cutting out carbs if you're still eating too many calories, because you're going to get zero results. You must address the most important factors first, then worry about little details. The number one most important factor is energy balance or your caloric intake. If your goal is to lose weight, you must create a calorie deficit. That means to eat less food than what you burn every single day. Doesn't matter if you eat 0 carbs and do fasted cardio. If you consume too many calories, you will lose 0 weight. Likewise, if your goal is to build muscle tissue, doesn't matter if you eat 500 grams of protein, ensuring that you're having a calorie surplus, eating more calories than what you burn every single day is the most important step in achieving your goal. If your goal is weight loss, you must be eating in a calorie deficit. That is, eating less calories than what you burn every single day. Nothing else matters until you have this step down, because even if you have 6 meals a day, you do fasted cardio and eat no carbs, if you're not in a caloric deficit, you will get 0 results. You will not burn any fat. Protein. After calories, it's the most important thing you need to focus on. Whether your goal is to build muscle or lose body fat, ensuring that you retain lean muscle mass while you're dieting or build new muscle mass while you're bulking, it's absolutely essential to get enough protein. Protein is actually most important when dieting, as we want to retain as much lean muscle mass as possible. And the only place we can store protein in our bodies is as muscle tissue. So if we don't consume adequate amounts of muscle tissue in a day, our body is forced to break down our muscle to get amino acids to use in our daily functions. Of course, if you're looking to build muscle, it's essential to get enough protein as well, as amino acids, which are the smaller units of protein, are one of the building blocks in building new muscle tissue. A simple goal is to aim for 0.8 to 1.4 grams of protein per pound of body weight. This is going to make sure you've got enough to either retain your muscle mass or to build new muscle mass. Macronutrients. So we already addressed protein as our second most important factor. The third comes down to carbohydrates and fat ratios. Now this is highly personal preference on this one. However, I do suggest that you make sure you get at least 0.3 grams per pound of body weight of fat. This is just to ensure that all your hormone production stays at optimal levels. You have to remember that our steroid hormones in our bodies, our testosterone, our estrogen, all the others, are built up from fats. So if you're not consuming enough, you can start to run into issues with these. After that, the ratio of carbohydrates to fats is largely personal preference and what's going to best help you stay within your calorie and protein goals. That being said, I would suggest keeping fats to about 0.5 grams per pound and giving the rest to carbohydrates to fuel your workouts and gym performance. Micronutrients. Got all the others in check? Now it's time to start addressing your long-term health and that gut. Ensuring you get a decent amount of fruits and vegetables into your daily food consumption is vital for health, as you need these vitamins and minerals for all your bodily functions throughout a day. Chemical reactions, hair, skin, nails, all those kind of things need these nutrients every single day to be at optimal levels. Our parents weren't forcing us to eat them just to make us suffer. They actually do have good health benefits and you should be consuming them regularly. Aiming for around 10 grams of fiber per 1,000 calories you consume is going to just keep your gut healthy and keep things moving through well. If you're dieting, I like to push that up to about 15 grams per 1,000 calories because you're just consuming less calories overall. It's going to help keep your stomach happy, help keep your gut moving, and visiting the bathroom regularly like you should. Now the other caveat is fiber is not only good for the health, but it's going to help keep you fuller for longer. We all know fruits and vegetables are actually great because the fiber they give us creates more food volume in our stomach and is essentially very helpful when dieting to keep that full feeling because you consume a larger volume of food in comparison to the amount of calories that you're actually getting. Meal timing. Now and only now, after you have addressed all the higher levels on this hierarchy, should you start to worry about meal timing. Ideally, looking at getting 30 to 50% of your carbohydrates in a pre-workout meal is going to be great for fueling your gym performance and workout. But again, this is personal preference. If you're someone who doesn't like to eat much before they work out, don't force feed yourself your calories during this period of time, which may end up giving you a worse workout. Hitting your total daily calories and macronutrients is far more important than just forcing all the carbohydrates into this meal and end up consuming too many if that's not your goal. Then if you've got all that in check and you're killing everything else in the hierarchy, getting 25 to 40% of your carbohydrates in your post-workout meal is going to be optimal for recovery. But again, total macronutrients and calories is far more important. Supplements. Now we finally address these. People often way overemphasize the results and the gains they can make from these supplements. If everything else in the hierarchy is being addressed, now it's time to look at these supplements. However, buying a fat burner, if you're eating too many calories, is going to give you absolutely zero results and waste all of your money. First one I'd recommend is a protein powder. It's the easiest and most convenient source of a protein on the planet. It's also delicious. I love my cookies and cream protein powder and I look forward to it every time I consume it. It's great because it supplies me with the same amount of protein as 150 grams of cooked chicken breast, but I don't have to cook anything, I don't have to clean anything up, I can just chuck a scoop into a shake and drink it. That being said, it's pretty much all about convenience. You don't have to get it, you can get your protein from food, but use it as you will. The next I'd recommend is a fish oil. It's probably the most underrated supplement out there and it's dirt cheap. I'm not even going to rave about it, just go Google, search the benefits of a fish oil, they're true, consume 4 to 6 grams of it a day. If you're lacking energy or you need a bit of a pick-me-up, a pre-workout is a great option there. Basically, it's just a stimulant, a little bit stronger than caffeine, so it's going to help get you amped, give you a little bit more focus, and add a little bit more to your workouts if you're looking for that. Finally, creatine monohydrate. If your goal is building muscle, get creatine monohydrate. Don't buy a brand, don't buy some different kind of fancy new creatine that's out in the market. Just basic creatine monohydrate from somewhere like bulknutrients.com and just take it 5 grams every day. Don't worry about loading it, don't worry about anything else, just take it. It's been around for 20 years and it's proven to work. There you have it, guys. That's the hierarchy, that's the order of importance. That's what you need to focus on and understand that you must address the first steps on the list, then you can start looking at the finer details. The key is to master that bigger picture first. Then you can start working on the smaller, minute details. Too many times people are reading through magazines or looking through books or jump on some supplement because they see all these little results that you can get from it. These will get absolutely nothing if the first level of importance isn't being addressed. If your calories, your protein, your macronutrients are not in the right order, then you are not going to get any results no matter how much you spend on supplements, no matter how long you fast or spend hours doing fasted cardio. It's just not going to help anything if you're not looking at the bigger picture. So I really hope this is helpful for you guys and what you should actually bother looking into and how long you should wait before you even think about start spending money on supplements before you get the basics down, guys. I really hope this video helped you all. If you'd like to be a huge favor and just like it and share it around. If you got any benefit out of this, I don't ask it often, but share this video around because it's really going to help a lot of people understand what they actually should be focusing on and help them take away from all the fancy object syndrome and all the hype and BS in the media that's pushing at them and just make them look at the bigger picture of, how many calories am I eating? Am I getting enough protein? Generally, if people just look at those two factors, calories and protein, they're going to get most of the results they need right there and not have to worry about fancy meal protocols or all these other things. So hopefully this is a real good video to you all. And again, if you'd like to share it, if it helped you in any way, shape or form, I'd be very grateful. Make sure to subscribe to my channel for more videos and I'll see you in the next one.